Okay, got the setup done on this thing. Two straps, strapped it to the tree, good to go. We had the solar panel already connected, all the wires done. Was about a 60-second setup here. It's the middle of summer down here in Texas. We're hunting pigs. We're trying to keep the pig population under control, but most importantly, this time of year, we're scouting for next season. So we've upped our scouting game a little bit over the last couple of years and invested in some cellular trail cams. I ended up going with the Tactacam Reveal. We've got X Pro model that I have right here. This is just the box. I just ordered a new one. We've been running 7 of these. I've had very minimal issues with them. They're a pretty sound product. Any issues that I've had come up, Tactacam's customer service is top notch. Can call them, talk to them in real time, troubleshoot you through. Was usually 9 times out of 10 a user issue or just some kind of reset function. But the only problem we've really had with the cameras is animals messing with them. So when we're running a camera that's running off cell data, there's a lot of battery power that gets used. So we have rechargeable lithium batteries, but we also hook them to a solar panel that has a built-in battery that Tactacam makes for it. 2 pieces separate leads to some issues with critters messing with the cameras. We have a lot of cows in the area. The cows will knock the cameras off a post, knock them off a tree. The critters, we'll have raccoons jump on the solar panels. I've had buzzards and crows land on the solar panels and knock them off. I've had squirrels pull the wires out. It's just a number of things that can lead to malfunctions with the camera. And that led me to want to create kind of a camera protection system, if you will. And there's a lot more sexy, probably better looking ways to get this done. But I wanted to just use materials that I had in my shop. We'll call this the RealHunter way to build out a camera protection device here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this down. I'll walk through step by step what I did and what I used to put this all together and protect the wires, protect the solar panel, protect the camera a little bit more. And maybe it'll inspire you guys to build one on your own or use the template that I did to create your own as well. So stay tuned here. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to go through the parts that I used. I'm going to put this back together for you guys, then leave you to it. Go build your own. All right, let's call this our parts list for the build out here. So we've got our camera here. First piece, once again, this is all materials from my shop that I had lying around the house and in the garage. That's a 5-inch piece of fence picket. So it's 5 inches wide and ended up cutting it about 15 inches long to accommodate both the solar panel and the camera. We've got the solar panel here. This is the mounting bracket that it came with. Backside of the mounting bracket, you can see it also has connectors here to run your wires through, so that helped out a lot to keep everything contained. I used 3/4 inch PVC pipe, cut 2 pieces down to about 6 inches, and that's essentially the conduit that I'm running the wire through. These cables are pretty long, so there was a lot of excess wire. I was able to stuff it into these pieces of PVC pipe, and they fit in there real secure. What I attached the pipes to the mount with, I just used some 3/4 inch 2-hole straps. I was going to have the pipes connected independently. Ended up working out better to just honestly, once again, we'll call this the RealHunters way to get things done. Connected 2 of the straps together and connected them together like this. Worked out really great. Outside of that, just some generic 3/4 inch screws that I had. So one thing I missed, zip tie, and I didn't explain it in the entry video, but I'm going to zip tie down this antenna. These things are real prone to getting knocked around. We've had them broken off with animals knocking them, raccoons, squirrels, etc., breaking them off. So having that shored up and secured against the piece of wood is going to make it a little more secure and less apt to breakage and error. So let me start putting this together piece by piece. We'll walk through it and we'll be done. Okay, first step, just mounted first part of the bracket to the board. Now I'm going to mount the solar panel to that bracket. I'm also going to put the camera on the board. Was able to just use, I mean, I guess you would call this a bolt, the screw. It's got a screw head on it, Phillips head screw on it. Someone just found in the shop. Going to run it through this hole here, and then it'll actually connect to the port here on the back of the camera and secure the camera to the board there. So we're gonna get this set up, then we're gonna run the wires through, get the pipe set up, and cinch everything down. Okay, got camera, solar panel mounted to the board. Next, I already ran these connection wires through the pipe here. I was able to stuff them in here, so they're gonna be protected. So we'll connect them right here. Gonna run this through the track into the battery port. And then best practice, I just run this actually underneath the camera. There's a track, you may not be able to see it, but I'll show you here in a minute, underneath here, where it can run behind the camera and it's gonna stay protected also. One neat thing about this, with this setup, we're still gonna be able to use the mounting strap to connect the camera and the board to any trees. I'll probably run a second one on the top just to further secure it down. We're gonna set this up, get it all fastened down, and then we'll show you the overall setup here. Got everything cinched down, secure, got the PVC pipes in place, got the straps on, ran the zip tie just through the hole there to hold the antenna in place. You know, it's going to keep it from sliding out, keep it secure, something pulling it down. These cameras, they are now, the solar panels come with this stress relief clip, which protects this input right here as well. If you can see down here coming out of the PVC pipe, there's very minimal wire exposed. This wire running through the track here should be pretty well protected also. Now, just a couple of notes. I use PVC because I had 3/4 inch PVC pipe to protect this wire as a conduit. You can also use split wire Loom tubing. Amazon has 3/4 inch split wire Loom tubing for about 15 bucks. My buddy Greg used that in a similar fashion. Once again, I was using materials that I had on hand in my shop, and basically a free build for not having to purchase any new materials here. So this will get the job done. I'm gonna hang it up in the field. We'll see how this thing works. Okay, got the setup done on this thing. 2 straps, strapped it to the tree, good to go. We had the solar panel already connected, all the wires done. Was about a 60-second setup here. I've got this this camera monitoring this hog trap here. We'll back up a little bit, got this hog trap here, so we'll be able to keep an eye on this. One cool thing about these solar panels, it's not gonna catch a ton of sunlight here, but enough to keep that battery charged. But the neat thing about these Tactacam solar panels is they have an internal battery to them as well. So the solar panel acts not only as a charging system, but as a additional power source to get even longer runtime out of these cameras, out of this setup, without having to actually physically charge them. So I like the way this turned out. I think it's going to be really great, and it's going to protect these cameras a little more and give us longer runtime on these cameras in the field.